Coast, of course, we got a whole lot of East Coast. So that's what I grew up on, East Coast, and you got all the big stuff.
This is New York's own DJ Rock and Ron, and you're tuned in to The Reaction with CJ Manning.
Welcome in, everybody. I am CJ Manning, and this is The Reaction. We are about to get into our series of Ready to Die, the Notorious B.I.G. I just went over and I haven't posted the Juicy video, but that should be coming over the weekend. And I'm sitting here and I keep telling myself, off this album, on the commercial songs, which one is my favorite? And I can't tell you which one is my favorite. Because last week I told y'all that Big Poppa is my favorite, but I went back and listened to Juicy and I told y'all that was my favorite. So I'm very indecisive. I have to go 1A and 1B, and either one could be 1A and either one could be 1B. It doesn't even matter, because B.I.G. is just, he's a man to me. I'm sorry. And this is probably, I'm going to say this is 1A, Big Poppa. I really enjoy songs like this. My GOAT in hip hop is LL Cool J, and one of the first rap songs I actually learned was I Need Love. So I love songs that has like that feel to it. So it's definitely refreshing to me. So we're going to jump into this. This is Notorious B.I.G. Big Poppa.
Check it out.
I like this.
Now, to all the ladies in the place with style and grace, allow me to lace these lyrical douches in your bushes. Who rock grooves and make moves with all the mommies. The back of the club, sipping Moet is where you find me. The back of the club, macking holes, my crew's behind me. Mad question asking, blunt passing, music lasting. But I just can't quit because one of these homies Biggie got to creep with.
So, Fat Man, listen. This whole album is like one of my favorite albums ever. I don't know if it's Give Me the Loot. I don't know if it's Warning or the what. But those are probably my top 3 songs on the album. I love all 3 of them because of the storytelling, especially in Warning and Give Me the Loot. I love the storytelling he does on those 3 songs. And same thing with these, This is why Biggie is a part of my favorite, because of the vivid picture he could paint for you while he's flowing on the beat. And he flows on the beat. He is like an instrument on the beat to me. He's like a piece of it's like his part is a part of the song. It belongs there.
In your bushes, who rock grooves and make moves with all the mommies. The back of the club, sipping Moet is where you find me. The back of the club, macking holes, my crew's behind me. Mad question asking, blunt passing, music lasting. But I just can't quit.
You know what? Do you know how many DMX songs, how many Damien songs there are? Because if there's multiple ones, that may be our next series. Yes, DMX is a favorite in this household, definitely.
Me to lace these lyrical douches in your bushes. Who rock grooves and make moves with all the mommies. The back of the club, sipping Moet is where you find me. The back of the club, macking holes, my crew's behind me. Mad question asking, blunt passing, music lasting. But I just can't quit because one of these homies Biggie got to creep with, sleep with, keep the ep a secret. Why not? Why blow up my spot? Cause we both got hot. Now check it. I got more Mac than Craig and in the bed. Believe me, sweetie, I got enough to feed the needy. No need to be greedy. I got mad friends with Benzes. See notes by the layers. True fucking players. Jump in the Rover and come over. Tell your friends jump in the GS3. I got the chronic by the tree. Throw your hands in the air if you's a true player.
The part I loved about this too, you know, no matter what y'all think about Puffy right now, listen. He had a group of producers that just knew that time frame and knew what to put out there. Listen, these beats are classic beats. And they were classic beats when they first came out before they sampled them. And it was just like that feeling in the 90s. It was a groove that you loved.
Throw your hands in the air if you's a true player. To the honeys getting money, playing niggas like dummies. You got a gun up in your waist, please don't shoot up the place. Cause I see some ladies tonight that should be having my baby. Straight up, honey, really, I'm asking. Most of these niggas think they be macking, but they be acting. Who they attracting with that line? What's your name? What's your sign? Soon as he buy that wine, I just creep up from behind and ask you what your interests are. Who you be with? Things to make you smile. What numbers to dial? You gonna be here for a while? I'm gonna call my crew. You gonna call your crew. We can rendezvous at the bar around 2.
What about Too Short, Fat Man? I haven't heard a lot of Too Short. You know, I've heard some stuff. I don't know. You know, depending what region you live in is what you got inundated with. Right, okay. So me growing up in the Northeast, of course, we got a whole lot of East Coast. So that's what I grew up on, East Coast, and you got all the big stuff. Indiana 36. So I'm originally from New Jersey, and I'm 47. So I'm that 90s baby. So you're probably in that early 2000s right there, mid to early. No, you're definitely a 2000s baby. I could tell what generation you are part of. That era right there. If you're like me, where the 90s kind of run your music, where you got to pick what you wanted to listen to and not so much influenced by your parents anymore, that started in the 90s for me. So I'm guessing in the 2000s was your era. So of course you've heard what we were listening to, because you know this is what our parents was probably listening to. But yeah, I haven't heard a lot of Too Short. Of course I've heard of Too Short. It's just you know, him being more of a West Coast artist outside of people like Dre, you know, NWA, Snoop Dogg. You know, we heard a little bit about the Dog Pound. You know, whatever that big group was doing, obviously Tupac, and whatever Death Row was doing at the time. That's what we were more had more of an ear of. Man, if you that's all of our households. If you didn't have some Rick James, some Al Green, probably what else was big? Earth, Wind and Fire playing in the crib, there was something wrong. Yeah. And then so like from the West Coast, that's what we got, like around that time frame. And you know, you got the bigger stuff. Like I love the Ghetto Boys, but we only got the major hits that came out from the Ghetto Boys or Scarface. And they were more like, I guess, more of the Mid-South. And then, you know, we got some Southern stuff in the 90s, you know. South didn't get big for us until what? I guess around the time the Hot Boys and Juvenile came out. Yup, you got it, hon. Patty, That was all through the house. Stevie Wonder.
And ask you what your interests are. Who you be with, things that make you smile. What numbers to dial, you gonna be here for a while.
Isley Brothers.
From behind and ask you what your interests are. Who you be with, things that make you smile. What numbers to dial, you gonna be here for a while. I'm gonna call my crew, you gonna call your crew. We can rendezvous at the bar around 2. Plans to leave.
And that sounds about right, because, you know, Luda came in, like, if I could say, I love the era with Busta Rhymes and Missy, because they started a trend with the videos that was awesome. And you could see that Luda fed off of that as well. Yes, Missy, man, listen. I think Missy Elliott, I think one of the greatest albums is The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. I think that's one of the greatest albums ever. But as a female artist, I think Missy is just, from the very beginning, she is just tremendous. As a rapper, as a singer, as a songwriter, Missy is just like one of those things. Like, if there was a versus, there wouldn't be anybody that could beat her in verses, I don't think. I don't think anybody, male or female, could touch Missy on a versus. That's how much stuff she has out there that she could bring to her verses that people probably don't even know about. And she had one of the best producers at the time for that time frame. With Timberland, they made great music.
I'm gonna call my crew, you gon' call your crew. We can rendezvous at the bar around 2. Plans to leave, throw the keys to little C's. Pull the truck up front and roll up the next blunt so we can steam on the way to the telly. Go fill my belly. A T-bone steak, cheese, eggs, and Welch's grape. Conversate for a few, cause in a few we gon' do what we
so
came
when
to
we
do.
Do karaoke, this is like one of my favorite songs.
Just go to the crib and watch a movie in the jacuzzi, smoke L's while you do me. I love it when you call me Big Poppa. Throw your hands in the air if you's a true player. I love it when you call me Big Poppa. To the honeys getting money, playing niggas like dummies. I love it when you call me Big Poppa. You got a gun up in your waist, please don't shoot up the place. Wow. Cause I see some ladies tonight that should be having my baby.
Oh, that must be nice. The Moulin Rouge playlist, nice. And I ain't gonna lie, I loved Lil' Kim when she came out. I thought she was the best rapper ever at first. But now, you know, there was too many artists that came out after that. Doechii. She's different from the few things I've heard from her. I haven't heard a lot from her yet, but she's definitely different, and I don't know. I seen her on one of the award shows, and it was different.
You got a gun up in your waist, please don't shoot up the place. Wow. Cause I see some ladies tonight that should be having my baby. Baby.
How you living, Biggie Small?
In mansion and Benzes, giving ends to my friends, and it feels stupendous. Tremendous cream, fuck $1 and a dream. Still tote gas strapped with infrared beams. Chopping holes, smoking line optimals, money holes and clothes, all a nigga knows. A foolish pleasure, whatever. I had to find the buried treasure, so grams I had to measure. However, living better now, coochie sweater now. Drop top BMs, I'm the man, girlfriend.
Honey, check it. Tell your friends to get with my friends. We could be friends. Shit.
Yeah, you're right. E40, you had Exhibit 2, Ice Cube, obviously. Listen. It's just, you know, we didn't get a lot of that. We got enough of it, but we ain't get a whole lot of it. And in fact, what was a good thing about my time frame was you got some exclusive music, because between the 90s and the early 2000s, that was the mixtape era or mix CD era, whatever you want to call it. But that was the era where you got some raw and uncut music, and DJs were at a premium at that time. Oh my goodness. I used to love my boy come down from New York and bring us all the hot DJ tapes. Like Cool G, what was his name? Doggone. Obviously the DJ Clues, you know, I got them. Then you had the radio station ones from like Hot 97 mixtapes, and then you would get doggone, I can't remember the R&B dude, but they were all hot. You got all kinds of mixes. Man, listen, those were the years for that. Oh, I didn't know Redman had a daughter that rapped. Might have to look into that.
Coochie sweater now, drop top BMs, I'm the man, girlfriend.
Honey, check it. Tell your friends to get with my friends. And we could be friends. Shit, we could do this every weekend. That's right. Alright? Is that alright with you? Yeah. Keep banging.
I love it when you call me Big Poppa. Throw your hands in the air if you's a true player. I love it when you call me Big Poppa. To the honeys getting money, playing niggas like dummies. I love it when you call me Big Poppa. You got a gun up in your waist, please don't shoot up the place. Cause I see some ladies tonight that should be having my baby. Check it out. I'm full shit for that ass. Puff Daddy, Biggie Smalls, Junior Mafia, represent, baby.
Yeah. So that was the Notorious B.I.G. Big Poppa. Like I said, it is one of my favorite radio cuts from the Ready to Die album. It's this and Juicy. Those are my two favorites that was played all the time on the radio. But this album was a classic album for me overall. It was one of those albums that I never skipped. You know, when you throw it in the CD player, you let that bad boy play all the way through with no problems. Has a lot of things on it, and the part I love about Big was his storytelling and the way he sounds and the picture he paints while he's rapping. So, everyone, thank you for coming through. On the YouTube end, please, if you like this content, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, leave a comment if you have any suggestions, and share it out. I'd appreciate that. And we'll see you on the next reaction video.